Knew it from the start, you had problems with me and the things I could be, I just wish I had seen. I feel this pain, you already know, turn that to gain.
And we are live! Woo! What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Tuesday episode of Tackle Talk. For those of you that are new to the show, you're new to the channel, thanks for being here. Hit the little button down below, hit all in the notifications, and do me a favor, you guys. Listen very, very closely. This is going to get interesting here. Of the 305 of you that have chosen to watch my content, be notified about my content, only 16 of you have actually got your phone to allow YouTube notifications. That's right, guys. Only 16 of you have got your phone set up to allow YouTube to get notifications to your phone. So regardless of whether you subscribed and hit the bell and clicked for all notifications, if YouTube is not actively on your phone, like in your hand with YouTube active, you will not get notifications. Because like I said, I figured it out in the back end in the analytics and found that only 16 of you guys actually get all notifications and allow it on your phone. On a lighter note, let's see who's in the chat tonight. Lindia, Smallwater Charters, Lindia and John, Rod Slug, Jeremy, we got Mo Grady's in the house, Trisha. Welcome everybody. Listen, tonight's going to be a lot of fun. Dave Proctor's in here. Look at this. Listen, guys, great news. I got something really funny to tell you because I'm actually going to cross a milestone this evening on the 100th piece of content that I have put on YouTube. Yeah, no, I totally get it. I mean, I never thought it would happen. I never thought in a million years I would get to the point where I have 100 different pieces of content on my YouTube channel. But there is enough stuff on there to watch for hours. There's also a link to the merch store because you guys know we got to rep the squad. This is like one of my favorite ones, just straight Heathen Squad in the white. I got it in the blackout too. No hat tonight. I've decided I got a haircut, so I'm going to just go on ahead and let it run. I see John said he hit a 7-8 out there on a fishing trip. That is fantastic. I got another buddy, man. He totally crushed it over the last couple of days. Just wiped it out there on Donkey Land, and I laughed. But he was crushing it and had like the best worst day ever. And that brings us into tonight's topic. What does fishing mean to you? Guys, we have got something special for this evening. Not only are we going to have me yakking it up about what fishing means to me, but I'm going to take calls from all of you. That's right. You guys and I are going to have my 100th piece of content added to YouTube and my 14th episode of Tackle Talk. So 13 consecutive weeks between the first two. Had a computer down at one time, had a school function. I mean, things get busy. You guys know how it is. Things get busy. Let's get some tunes real quick. John, as a matter of fact, for those guys of you that are new to the channel or, just showing up, Kristen's here. We can get started. Smallwater Charters, great people. Fantastic job. John, you're really getting your editing down, bud. It's starting to get real quality, man. You're getting that rhythm now, and I see you're really starting to put in the what you want your motion to be, and I think it's really, really cool. I've watched you do a lot of different challenges with your editing, but now it's starting to get to where I can see you're seeing what you want it to look like, and it's really cool, man. It's starting to get real neat. I watch all your videos straight through. It's kind of, like I said, it's kind of my thing. I watch all content creators because to me, this is not easy. How's my sound, guys? Does everything sound good? Does it sound muffled? Do I sound like I'm in the other room? Does something sound too loud? Because we're going to start taking calls here in a little while, right after I tell you guys a little bit about what fishing means to me. Jeff's in the house. What's up, Jeff? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. Jay Patty. J. Patty said, it sounds a tad bit feminine. Well, Patty, I've got the oral exciter on this evening. I'm trying a little something different. And then this way I don't have to watch my output side and making sure I'm not peeking. But at the same time, I think my range is good. I think everything's good. I added a little something, guys. I added a little something because, are you serious? Is that really what you want to do? I figured you guys get a kick out of that. That's a little something funny I worked on today. I was like, I'm going to set up a cam, a big face cam. Like, what? Really? Yeah, I'm trying to get all the buttons transitioned. I didn't get them on quick keys yet, but I'll have all that set up over the next couple of days, and we'll have fun with this. But tonight, guys, we're going to do a call-in. We're going to talk about, what does fishing mean to you? Why do you do it? Why do you put yourself through it? What gets you going out to the lake every single time that you get a chance to go out to the lake? What drives you to struggle? Because it's going to be a struggle, regardless of how you go. All right, John, finish your upload. I know the feeling, man. I know how tough it is to be a content creator and really push yourself to do this, because boy, I'll tell you, it's rough sometimes. I don't know why I keep putting that on the floor. I didn't wash my Heathen Squad cup. It's in the sink. If it isn't one thing, it's another, you guys. So what does fishing mean to me? Fishing is life. And we talked about this last time on an episode we had. Fishing is life to me. It encompasses everything. It encompasses your daily lives, your decision making, how hard you work, your ethic, I guess you could say, your mojo. Because mojo is very, very important nowadays. I don't know about you guys, but if my fishing mojo's off, or I'm not putting out good vibes during the day, really bad things, I just feel like I'm going to do something bad. Like I'm going to miss a fish, or I'm just, or you have that moment, like Jay's in here. Jay will tell you, we went fishing Saturday, and Patty had the first 2 bites. And one of them was easily 5, maybe 6 pounds. I came right up on the top, smashed it. Nothing. He's got a cursed rod. So he's dealing with a whole different bunch of voodoo and juju that we don't really know nothing about, because I can tell you right now, I have seen him miss more fish with this rod than I think I've never seen him miss fish. He's usually the guy with the really high hookup percentage, but for some reason, this one rod just eludes him. He missed 3, 4, 5. I think we counted 7 total fish. The last 7 fish that he's thrown have been wiped out because of that rod. So that was a really rough thing. Do you believe in mojo? Do you believe in the juju? Do you spend the days thinking, okay, I'm going to go out, I'm going to throw my 3 go-to baits, and that's all I'm going to throw, and I'm going to kill it on those 3. And then you get out there and you're 150 casts in, and you literally have had 0 bites on your go-tos. That's your game. I mean, this is what you do. You only brought 3 rods because you were going to kill it, and that's the bottom line.
Mo Grady says, fishing is my happy place.
Jay said, like taming a wild horse, just get to break it in. Yeah, just got to break it in. I don't know, Patty, that rod you got, I don't know if it's a breaking in issue or if it's a broken issue. I think that thing's got bad juju, bud. I really do. I was thinking about that the other day. That's a little too much. Hold on. Let me get some other music on here, guys. I know. I'm terrible at this. There we go. That'll work. So, yeah, bad juju. I totally believe in that. And that is why I carry 6 to 8 rods every time I go fishing. It's not as much that I don't like tying knots, because I don't like tying knots, but I will tell you right now, I will spend me some time slinging the same bait, 500,000 casts. I burned up 2 sets of bearings over this Saturday trip that Patty and I went on. Very successful day. for someone on the boat. Very successful. For the other person, not so much. So, yeah, I'm not going to mention any names, Jason Patty. But not the best day. Mark Pappas, welcome. Welcome. Sorry. There you go, Mark. Yeah, 3 minutes from the house is absolutely perfect. But I do believe in the fish mojo. I'm a firm believer in that. I have my go-tos. Fortunately for me, my go-tos are high percentage baits. So as far as I'm concerned, that is my mindset. I look at fishing and like I was talking with Lonnie about this today. You know, you guys, Outlaw, one of my closest friends. You know, he had this struggle on Sunday. I mean, I'm talking the struggle. And for those of you that didn't watch that video, you might want to go over there and check that video out, because Buddy really got into a decision-making day. You know, am I going to stay here, or am I just going to call it? And when you're talking about calling it at 9 o'clock in the morning, like, that's not good times. And when you're pushing your boat out for 15 minutes, that's not good times either. That's actually pretty frustrating, you know, especially when your day just started. But it paid off for him. And I think he had a 6, a 7, and an 8, just under an 8, and all like not back to back to back, but you know, within a reasonable amount of time of one another. And at that point, what are you going to do? You know, you had a pretty good day. I think total in 5 fish, he had like a little over 25 pounds, and I don't think he really thought about that, but he put together a pretty serious bag. So, I mean, nonetheless, it wasn't a bag day, but he had an epic day of fishing, which brings me to my next thing I love about fishing is I like teaching. I've always liked teaching, whether it was in the military or whether it was in college. When I was in college, because I was like in my 30s, I would walk in and just sit in class. And I had a young lady one time, she walked up to me and she said, "Are we going to have a lot of homework in this class?" And I kind of looked at her and I was like, me? And she says, "Yeah. Are we going to have a lot of homework in this class?" And I was like, "I have no idea." And she said, "You're not the teacher?" And I was like, "No." And needless to say, that's when I realized I was old, or I was getting old, you know. And when you got kids walking up to you, I call them kids, they're all adults, but, you know, walking up to you and asking you, if we're going to have a lot of homework in this class, we got problems. Then on the other side of that, I became a TA in my chemistry lab. And I used to go and do the same thing and just go in and sit in the front. And I'd let everybody come in. And I would listen to these guys talk some serious trash. I mean, serious trash. And it I heard some TA's got it, dude. This guy's going to be a total dick, dude. Total dick. And I would just sit in the front and just listen to it, and, you know, kind of look around like waiting. And then I'd listen. I'd watch the bell, and I'd just sit and you know, ding, ding, ding. And I'm watching the clock, and I'd walk in, and I'd just stand up. A couple of minutes later, you'd hear him, "Oh, is this ever going to show up?" And I'd just stand up and walk up front, turn around, and, "Hey, welcome to Chemistry Lab 1105. I'll be your TA." And they were like, "Oh." So that was kind of a cool icebreaker, you know, just to kind of get everybody's attention. Like, whoa, the dude sitting in the front ended up being the teacher. And then again, the dude sitting up front ended up not being the teacher. So I've had it both ways, but it was a fun experience for me in college nonetheless. So, which brings me to the point of telling you guys why fishing is so important to me and why I enjoy Tackle Talk with you guys and stuff like that. Let's just talk about the success that Tackle Talk and fishing with me in particular has given some of us. Take an instance, our buddy Outlaw this weekend. He used all the fundamentals that I taught him and turned out a pretty impressive bag. So if I can't teach a little bit about fishing, I'll tell you that last video, if you guys haven't watched that Headwaters video, I told Buddy, keep working your pattern, it'll happen. I'm like the emotional support out there on the boat. And it's so funny because at the same time I'm the emotional support on the boat, I'm also the problem. I'm the root of everyone's issues there. What's up, Nil? Everybody on the boat hates me sometimes at some point. Now, if you're a fisherman, you'll also know that the hate is real. I mean, any way you look at it, the hate is real. Guys, I took the worst fishing beating of my life one day when I went 17-0. to Jason Patty, the guy right here in the chat. The other part of the Beards and Bass crew with Outlaw. Yeah, you guys haven't met Steve-O yet. He's going to be hitting a video here shortly. I got a beating. Guys, he had 17 fish to my 0 with an average of about 3.5 pounds. And I think the big was 5.5 that day, Jay. I think it was 5.5 was your big that day with an average 3.5 every cast. Sometimes 2 hitting the same bait and you laughing as I'm literally throwing in the exact same place with the exact same bait and working the exact same technique and coming up with nothing, to watch you say, well, let me throw it here. Look, Jay, you got to do it like this. Look, and cast into it. And then, oh, look, there's another one running them back. And I'm thinking, no, I don't know how to do it, I guess. So I've had my beatings. Last Saturday, 2 Saturdays ago, I went out with Outlaw out on Headwaters, and I told him, I said, you might catch. He averages about 1.5 pounds more than me. So fishing has taught me humility, if it's taught me anything. Am I competitive when I go fishing? Does Howdy Doody got wooden balls? Yeah, I'd say I'm competitive when I go fishing. But at the same time, I'm not out there to beat on my buddy. You understand? Like, I'm out there to beat on the lake. I fish on a regular Lake Harris. And anybody that knows anything about fishing Lake Harris and these big lakes like where I'm at right now, it's damn near impossible to find fish. There is a lot of lake with absolutely nothing in it. It is completely empty. Excuse me, La Palma. It is completely empty on like 93% of the lake. Only like 7 to 10% of the lake has any life in it whatsoever. And sometimes they're way down deep. Sometimes they're way in shallow. Sometimes they're tucked up in one bank or another. Sometimes they're just under a dock in the middle of nowhere, or on a brush pile that somebody dropped off, or in a hole that's at the bottom of a flat out sand area with nothing in it but a couple of ridges, and your depth finder, your fish finder's blowing up because down there's monsters.
Jeremy, you say you've been humbled by the lake a few times, huh? That's a rough one, buddy. I'm with you.
So guys, I look at fishing like I look at life. Listen, I'm going to do whatever I got to do to not get the nil, not get the skunk. I'm going to learn anything I want to learn. I'm going to take everything that I do into account. I am going to learn from every mistake that I make, every knot that I don't tie correctly, every maintenance that I don't do on my reels, every time I knew I should have retied that line and I didn't. That's the stuff that really teaches you a lesson about what fishing really does. And it's the same way in life. Sunday I had a birthday party for my son. Meanwhile, the AC goes out Saturday. So maintenance, power steering pump on the car decided it was going to start springing a leak the other day. And now all of a sudden it's holding fluid. Don't know what that's all about. That's maintenance. And I do all my own cars and stuff, so it really doesn't hurt my feelings. But then again, I do all my own reels and I do all my own rods. And then with the new inflation, boy, some of the stuff I got might be worth more used than it was when I bought it, if I can find new ones. You know what I mean? That's another thing that's just getting crazy. Guys, are we ready for this? Okay, so here's what I did. I got a Google number set up, guys. I'm going to stick it up in the chat. I'm going to get your name, just whatever you want me to call you. Don't give me your last name. I don't want to know all that, okay? There's no phone numbers. You're going to dial a phone number. I just see that there's a call, and I just say accept or decline. So we're not exchanging any kind of phone numbers. I'm not doing anything like that. All I'm doing is I have a number that's hooked up over the internet. So it's real easy. It's a Google number. It's not crazy. You guys want to do this? One in the chat if you're ready to call in and have some fun. I want to know where you're from as far as just the state, or you can say Northeast region. I want you to tell me what you're normally fishing. Is it lakes? Is it rivers? And if you feel so inclined, maybe you could tell us all your personal best. Now, this is not a penis showing competition, okay? Because I think if it was a penis showing competition, I got one of the biggest penises that we've all seen, and I got it on video. I got a couple of big penises on video if it was, but so it's not like that. I just want to see. We're going to talk a little bit, with you about your caliber of fisherman. Have you learned anything from the show? Do you enjoy the show? Is it something you're interested in? Do your friends know about it? Do you watch it on a regular? Talk about stuff like that. What do you like that I do? What do you not like that I do? Give me 2 seconds, guys, and we'll run this. Let me get this number up. Hold on, you guys. I hit a button up here. I took my number lock off. I just put... We're doing it live! Number is on the screen. Look at that, you guys. The number is on the screen. So we are ready. Anybody that wants to call in, give me a call. Like I said, we could have some fun with this. We'll talk for a few minutes. I figured we'd do something crazy for my 100th upload to YouTube. So let's do it together. Why not, right? I'll tell you what, if one of you sorry dogs doesn't call in here, I'm telling you right now, I'm be salty with one of y'all. One of y'all I'll be salty with for sure. Anybody else in here that knows my real number, you can call that one too. Other than that, we'll keep going. But I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot fishing. I've learned that I do not know it all, if that's one thing I can tell you. I've also learned that no matter how good you think you are, boy, you can get el smokoed out there on the water. Oh, we frozen? Oh, looks like we froze. Well, hold on. We'll go to a commercial real quick.
What's up, everybody? Hopefully today we catch some giants. You know it's fishing, bro. You never know how it's going to go. Undisclosed location unless he's already said it. But this place has been known to produce 8s, 9s, 11s. Yeah, I mean, dude, they're out here, so we'll see what happens.
And guess what, guys? I wore my lucky fishing socks.
Socks on too, buddy. Heathensquad.com. Get yourself some. It makes you fish better. I don't know what the science is behind it, but if you wear these socks, these Heathensquad.com socks, you could probably catch yourself a couple tanks. It's in the science. Trust the science, right?
At least a 30% increase in your average, but that's not typical. But it happens.
All right. I fixed that. I didn't realize that thing froze up. I didn't push any buttons or anything. For some reason, it came up with a crazy screen on me. That got nuts. Oh, Neil said none of my stories compared to y'all's. Sometimes, man, you gotta really run with it. Sometimes you don't know how far your story's gonna go until you really get into it, and then you find out things are just crazy. You might have had a crazy day and no one else knew. So yeah, like I said, guys, if you want to give a call, give a shout. I would love to talk to some of you guys, man. This could be a lot of fun. I haven't seen any calls come through yet, so that's just, you know, like I said, you don't want to be on the 100 show? Don't. It's not my fault. You guys, you know, dirty. Everybody complains. Nobody does a call-in show. We're going to do a call-in show. Oh, nobody. No, it's okay. I don't want to call in. I don't really want to talk to you, man. I just wanted to listen to you and put something in the chat. Look, I even got this cool screen. Look at this. How about that? Look at that. There's like cool stuff going on in the background that you guys can look at while I talk to you on the phone. Look, oh, that was fantastic. Anybody see that? That was pretty neat. And everybody got shy tonight all of a sudden, huh? Oh, I see how it is, guys. No big deal. I totally understand. Some people are all about the call-in shows until it's time to call in, and they're like, I don't think I can handle this, man. So yeah, nonetheless, nothing really exciting today. Life's been pretty good. I've been pretty busy. You guys ready for the summer? There's big bass in the summer. There's real big bass come the end of July and August. Sometimes they get really big. Question is, what are we going to be looking at for temperatures this year? Because I will tell you what, it is going to be a beast out there. It is going to get hot as ever. I don't think too many people are going to survive it. I don't think it's going to be tolerable for some people. No, I'm just kidding. Fishing won't be tolerable. I've already talked with several of my buddies, and we've all decided we're probably going to cut back a lot this summer on the fishing trips. And if it's not going to be like an early morning to noon, then it's going to have to be like a 5 to like 8:30, because that temperature, boy, it is rough. It will get you in the summer, and that is no fun for anybody. Neil said, I just like listening to the tips. Now, you know, I appreciate that, Neil. I appreciate that, bud. You know, I try to give good information. You know, that's one of the things I like. Now, some of this stuff works. Some of this stuff doesn't work. Some of this stuff is just straight garbage. Like, it's impossible to get this stuff done. Learning all these different techniques, the chicken rigs, and I heard another one the other day that requires, like, surgical tubing, and it, like, makes the worm wiggle. And I'm thinking to myself, but it's not. As much as I want to try that gimmicky rig, the thing that I can't believe is that we're missing the point of the worm. We're mimicking a bait fish. We're not mimicking as much a worm, just for some reason being all the way over on the outside of a lily pad. You know what I mean? Like, that to me is just a little crazy, because that's not what we're doing. We're mimicking a bait fish when we're working the worm. You know, a lot of people don't realize that.
Another cool thing that I was learning this weekend,
a lot of people don't realize, is we ran into a couple of buddies. Well, a buddy and his kid. It's coming into spinnerbait season. I didn't even think about that. We might have to do a whole episode on spinnerbaits here real shortly, guys, because again, there's just such a vast array of information that comes out on all these different baits and all these different styles. I work a lot of different spinnerbaits. It's just going to depend on the season, but I think I missed my mark the other day. I went with the shaky head. I seen something really cool the other day. I got to get this video out. I've got so much stuff that's just going on the computer at this point, and that's the next move. You know, next move's going to be pulling the old computer out and getting the new computer set up. And I'm going to do a build this time. It's going to be a little crazy. For those of you that don't know, super nerd here. So that's never a good thing. Hold on one second, guys. I thought that was somebody calling. I got to leave the ringer on there so I can make sure I can check to make sure people, if there's someone is calling, I will know it. So, any questions, guys? Does anybody want to put a chat question up there, and maybe we can get something going on there? I know a bunch of people trying to get one built right now. What's that, Neil? What are they trying to get built, bud? I was in a mental doing 10 other things there, bud. I'm sorry. I missed it. Like I said, sometimes we just read the comments and we're like, what? And sometimes we totally get what you're talking about. Oh, a streaming computer. Yeah, no, seriously. Trying to buy right now is virtually impossible unless you're up into like, now, if you want to go higher end, like I had a ZBook on the line. It was about 7,000 was the total build, and then with my discounts and stuff through HP. Now, a ZBook is a business computer. I mean, that's not a joke. That's for super editors. You're talking about a big boy, very powerful, got a Xeon processor and a laptop. Thing's no joke. And they called me and said that the particular memory that I had ordered for my custom build was not available right now, and that it could possibly be 2 to 4 weeks. And because I did it under the business solutions product purchasing, the first thing that they said was, if this is going to put you off schedule, here are your choices. And there was like a click thing, and it was cancel the order with the full refund. It was, allow for the delay. It was get expedited shipping upon completion. Yeah, a bunch of different little things. Well, I just picked to give me my, give my money back. We'll call it squared up. Now I'm kind of kicking myself in the butt, because the reality of the situation is it might be a minute before some of these things come out. But in total nerd talk, the 40 series graphics cards just came out. So in full nerdability, I'm thinking about going with a DDR5 RAM and probably a 4090 series graphics card. I'm just torn on whether I want to go with Radeon or if I want to go with NVIDIA, but more than likely I'm going to go with NVIDIA, because I'm going to go to an i9-12290K, which is a really, really fast processor, for those of you that know what that is. And I'm also going to run possibly a 64 gig RAM, and that's going to be done with 216. So dual 32. So my motherboard is going to have to be a pretty big DDR5. So for those of you that know a little bit about builds, I've been gathering all this crazy nonsensical information, because that's pretty much what it's encompassing in my life right now. Warranty on my other computer has finally lapsed. It's been 3 years. So as far as that goes, as soon as I can build the new computer, I am going to tear this laptop apart, and we are going to make big pieces and big changes. The only issue with going to these big computers, though, is one thing I've noticed is when you start getting into these DDR5s and stuff, and I've been looking at a lot of the, not just the overclocking and things like that, but also the power consumption of these computers is absolutely amazing. I have been having probably the worst GoPro luck over the last week. Something's going on with, I've learned something here, guys. Here, we'll have a whole lot of fun. We're going to go straight nerd talk and fishing nerd talk, because one of the most important things about fishing to me is showing you guys what I catch. For those of you that know, and for those of you that don't, I like to run the 9 blacks and 10 blacks. I wear an 8 black for a head cam, because this is one of the best audios, and then I use a 5 black for my underwater, because it's probably one of the better waterproof GoPros, and the battery is really cheap and it's very limited, but you can, oh, that dropped right on my phone. That probably cracked a screen. Stand by. Oh, no crack. Thank God. That fell right on my phone, you guys. That was bad. But you can change out the lens on the 5, and that's what I started doing. So now I've got some pretty cool underwater lenses that I can utilize when I'm doing my fish cam releases. But one of the things that I noticed is that when you do updates, depending on the update, you have to be careful, because your GoPro batteries, these are the good ones. These are the real GoPro batteries. They're bigger for the bigger size. Notice this one's got a B on it, because this battery is bad. Like, I'm noticing ever since I did one of my updates with my Hero 10, I've now had this issue where every time I hit record, I get a green screen flash and then a restart on all my that particular Hero 10, which is a new problem since the last update. So one of the things that I find about filming now is that I'm having like major software issues within my camera sets. It's kind of getting aggravating, man. I'm missing a lot of footage, you guys. Like, you have no idea. Yeah, it's no bueno, man. It's definitely no bueno when it comes to doing, when you're trying to get out there and you're trying to do, a really production style filming for you guys. And then I think I beat myself up more about the filming than I actually do the fishing, to be honest with you. Another thing that I like, you guys seen this? Did I show you guys this? This was pretty funny. So I took my Hero 8, right? And you guys see that weird like muff stuff there? I built a dead cat windsock and hot glued it all around the microphone ports so that the wind noise would get reduced. I haven't been able to try it because unfortunately I haven't been fishing that well. And the other day I didn't even wear a head cam. It was bad. I have a problem with my cord to my power bank coming loose and cutting off my GoPro off because I don't run an interior battery. Oh, yeah, Lindia. That's the only thing about the batteries. I have to run 2 on every camera. When you do get an overheating issue, just straight swap the battery out because the thermal registry system, what it actually uses in the GoPro to tell it that it's overheating, is located right here inside this little area inside the battery. It's not just a hookup, it's also an interface, a temperature interface for the GoPro. So whenever you have an issue with your GoPros and heat, you can just pop in a new battery real quick and they'll automatically go right into their cycle. But with using external power, you will tend to have a discharge recharge heat. So I have to roll at least 2 batteries with every GoPro when I go fishing. The other day it was 9:30 in the morning on Headwaters when we seen you and our cameras were shutting off, Lindia. So I totally know what that's like, believe you me. Nil, you have no idea what the amount of stress that's actually involved with multiple camera setups, as far as having positioned cameras and then having a personal camera, and then you've got like I use this is the GoPro, the new one, the remote. That's what it's called. It's actually got a screen. Unlike the old remote, it can do multiple things. It actually can do a full control of the GoPros, and it uses Bluetooth, so it's not using a Wi-Fi signal like the other one was, so it didn't have to use a constant on. It could actually, this one actually goes into a sleep mode, and then once you click the button, it's a Bluetooth, so it's constantly on. It's just a background on type of thing. So in a full day of filming, I think I've gotten this thing down to about 88% battery life in a full day, as to where the other one, I would have to pretty much recharge it every 3 or 4 hours while fishing. Hold on, guys. I gotta get something to drink. Bass Queen made it. Swaney G's in the house. What's up, buddy? It's not even the little bit of footage, Nil. It's the simple fact that, Bud, you're talking about you could spend 3 or 4 hours, literally, if you look at your trip, that there was just nothing going on. So I did the whole record full trips thing before. Nightmare. straight nightmare. Don't ever do that. I learned the hard way when I first started GoPros. When I first started thinking I was going to do this YouTube thing. Not that I've been successful at it, don't get me wrong. But I decided I was going to record the whole trip and then see how that went. And that was a bad idea. And then I just cut it down to a 5-minute loop. And then I've actually had fish fights that lasted longer than 5 minutes. So you never got to see them because it would delete the previous 5 minutes as the new 5 minutes was being added. So that was a nightmare. So I went to a 20-minute loop now, and then that's not so bad. You can catch some funny stuff during a 20-minute loop, especially if it's, you know, happens 3 or 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes before, and you can actually cut that stuff in. I like cutting that stuff into my videos, man. I think it's funny. I like to give a lot of context to them. They might seem kind of long and drawn out, that's all. Ice, what's going on, bud? Yeah, so guys, for those of you just joining, the number's up top, man. You guys can call in if you want. Tell me what your PB is. Tell me where you're at. Tell me what you've learned on the channel. Tell me if you want to add something to the channel. You got a tip? You got a trick? You know a little something about something that nobody else knows about? Talk to us now. Yeah, so back to the GoPros. Yeah, there's a lot of issues with that. We don't make GoPro money. Yeah, I know, Bass Queen. What I do? Hey, here, you guys want to hear my secret? All right, here's my secret. I ask for one for Christmas every year. I don't ask for nothing for my birthday. I don't ask for nothing for any other holiday, no anniversary, no nothing, but every Christmas, I just want a GoPro. That's all I want. So the whole family pitches in and gets me a GoPro every year that they come out with a new one. And I think that's really cool because they all support what I do. You know, they know what it's like. I'm constantly asking people in the house, hey, can you come in here? Can you come in here? You know, hey, look at this. Hey, look at this. They've seen every video I've ever made like probably 30 times while I was doing it because I'm not really good at pushing content like some of you guys are. Some of the other creators in the in the chat and also on YouTube altogether, some of these guys are fantastic, man. I mean, they crank it out. But the reality of the situation, I don't crank it out. Sorry, not sorry. I don't know. You know, I add too much. I could cut down and condense some of my videos by like 1/3 to 2/3, but then it's like really not the same trip. And I'll tell you why I don't condense my videos in just a second. What does fishing mean to me? Why I make these videos, why I leave so much context in these videos. Honest, because maybe one day I won't be here. We know that's going to happen. And I want to have something that my son, my family, my friends can remember, can see. It's there. The funny quips, the you know, my personality, the person that I am, my friends, how my friends and I react. That's why I'm doing it. That's what fishing is to me. It's not just as much me out there by myself in a quiet place as much as it is me with the people in my life that I care about. That's why I do it. The people that I feel are close enough in my circle of life that I want to remember them. I want them to remember them. Some of these experiences with my friends are memorable for all of us. Believe you me, you know what I'm saying? But what happens when we're old, man? What happens when I'm gone? And my grandchildren, if I ever end up having any, say, you know, Grandpa like fishing? Did your grandpa like fishing? Guys, I have home movies like that will make you fall and cry. You just wouldn't believe it. They're so well edited. There's so much stuff going on. I make movies for the family, for holidays. I have family events that I turn into movies, and I edit them like my fishing videos. You know what I'm saying? 7 kids, 4 grandkids, Santa and Mrs. Claus is selling plasma after Christmas. Yeah, right. I don't mind long videos. Yeah, no, I agree. About the fam, exactly. Our grandkids all over the country. Yeah. Just sit down and watch this. That's what it feels like, Neil. You know, and like I said, that's why I enjoy my longer videos. I think it's kind of funny. You know, some of them might not be your style, you know, and you just can't find yourself sitting down and watching a movie. I work, you know, pretty interesting job, so I can just kind of turn it on. I'm not going to lie. I watch my own videos. Nobody else is going to. You know what I mean? Y'all do, and I appreciate that. YouTube's kind of got me wrapped up. I broke out a little bit on TikTok. I've been having fun on TikTok, and literally, it's just all cut-ups of my own material on YouTube. Like, I have hours of content, so something like TikTok might not be ready for a dude like me that'll just come in and cut it right up. But they like 7-second clips and stuff. That's a bit rough for me to show you the goods in 7 seconds. But I've been working on a different editing technique that might be able to get me a whole fish catch in 7 seconds. So nonetheless, I mean, social media is really not my gig. I don't really look at TikTok. I just make little videos once in a while on the computer and send them to my TikTok phone because I'm too nervous to use my other phone, my real one, for TikTok or any other social media. Just don't like it. You know, it controls my YouTube. That's about as far as it goes. Other than that, I got another phone that does anything on the old Wi-Fi because I don't want all that. That's the one I got set up for a Google phone number. That's why I said I won't know who's calling. It'll just ring. It'll just come up and say unknown caller, and I'm excited about that, you know? And like I said, if you guys feel like calling in, it's up there. We'll shoot it for a minute. One clip on YouTube hit 6K. Yeah, no, I know the feeling, Bass Queen. YouTube's like a blip, though. Like, I had one video that didn't get any views for a year and a half, and then it got 1,400, like, in a matter of no time, and then fell off again. So that's kind of funny. Yeah, I mean, what's it going to hurt? Exactly, Neil. I'm not really putting out, you know, any information on myself, so that's not so bad. One of the things I do like, though, like I said, I like making my home videos. I like, and I put them on YouTube. They're all private. They're all locked, so nobody else can get to see them unless you have my YouTube in. So, but I send them to all my family and stuff like that, and they all have access. They get to watch the home movies, you know, and it's kind of neat. I do a little bit different home movie than most people do. I guess you could say it's like way too extravagant. It's probably way too extravagant for most people's taste. So it's a full-on edited version of the holidays. And I think they're kind of funny. What was it, 2 years ago? I think I had to put up 3 Christmas trees all at the same, like, I put up my Christmas tree and then realized that a mouse had gotten into the garage and into the Christmas tree box, and it ate all the wires from the inside, so I wouldn't know until I put the tree out and actually set it all up and went to plug it in that none of the wires were connected. And then I tore it down and it wouldn't come apart, and I threw the tree, like, at one second the tree's there, then you see me like grab it violently, you see the tree go up sideways, and you see the tree come crashing down and like bend and break into like multiple pieces as I'm slamming the tree. This is Christmas time, guys, mind you. This is Christmas time. So yeah, there was that. And that got a little interesting. But I left it in there. I wanted the whole family to see that I'm emotional sometimes. A little emotional damage. Bass Queen's got 2 more coming. Woo! That sounds like a party. Now, we actually talked about that at my son's birthday party. I have seating in my dining room for 18 people, I know. Listen, before you say to yourself, what? You have a 18-person dining room? Yes, when I set up the dining room halfway into the kitchen as well. So some people are actually sitting in the kitchen, some people are sitting in the dining room, some people are sitting towards the living room in a weird like U shape. You know what I mean? Like it sets up like that. It's weird, but it works, you know, but we can sit 18. We got a pretty big entourage. I got my buddy Patty, he rolls around 5 deep all day. Well, 6 deep. 4 kids and his wife and him. They're 6 deep all day. So when they say the patties are coming, there's 6 of them. Whack, just that quick, you know. That's, you know, right off the bat, you do that, and then you do my family, my sister, my brother, his kid, his wife, you know what I mean? My sister's husband. She has no kids, but my sister's husband. Yeah, my dad, you got 6. Now we're at 12. Plus my household, 3. That's 19, or 15. Right off the bat, you got 15 people in the house. And all we did is, like, ask if anybody wanted to go swimming. You know what I mean? 15 people later. Goodness, man. Just about all the food was gone? Yeah, see, those are always good. I like the holidays where all the food's gone. Except I don't like the price of the food where that's gone. Don't like that. None. So that's what fishing is to me, guys. Fishing is all of the things that we talked about today. So not as much finding my center as it is just having time with my friends, you know, actually being able to do the things that I'm doing at that moment. Just being able to go out on the lake and go fishing, you know what I mean? Like I was talking to a buddy the other day and told him the same thing. I was like, just the fact that we can get out on the lake right now, we're really, really lucky, man, because it's a grind. You know, it's a grind. And then on top of that, you know, you take the weather into account. Rained on buddy 3 times the other day. Goodness, man. You know he was ready to just pack it in. You know that. Goodness. I did a little remix there for you guys. So finally got the haircut. Life's been crazy. Got a ton of stuff going on, guys. Like I said, next I got to sit down and really break into editing. I think I might have some time this weekend. I don't know if I'm fishing. I don't really know what's going on this weekend. I'm trying to get that all sorted out this week. You never know. I might end up fishing. I might end up... hold on. Oh. I might end up fishing. I might end up just working around the house. I got to see about that car issue, you know, maintenance. Again, if it ain't the car, it's the fishing reels. I know the custom black's got to get redone. I got a bearing set ordered for a custom TI. That thing's worth it's worth more used than it is new. I mean, it's crazy what these prices are doing in the fishing industry. Let me see here. Bass Queen said, I put away 17 crappie yesterday. Yeah, see, Bass Queen, that's what I want to show. I like showing, like, my interactions with my buddy. You know what I mean? We're pretty ruthless towards one another. All my friends, we're all ruthless towards one another, you know? And you take different personalities, and then you take different fishing styles, different fishing, you know, outlooks, and you have just the ultimate day of stress. And it's great. It's great. At the end of the day, it's a lot of fun. Regardless of what happens, I enjoy it, man. Just the fact I'm able to be out there with a friend and just hanging out, I could care less. You know what I mean? That to me is more important than anything. That to me is, it really makes me, I don't know. I don't want to say it makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside, but like I say, guys, one day I won't be here. You know what I mean? One day, who knows who's going to end up watching that? God forbid something was to happen to him or me or anybody, you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't want to see, I don't know. I'm kind of got a soft spot for making memories. You know, I want people to see what I do. I want, I don't know. I guess I want to share my life with people, some of it, you know, just the fishing aspect of it. My home life is pretty mundane, and I like it that way. You know, I do dishes, I cook dinner. I'm a house man, and at the same time got a job, you know, so it's good. It's good. Baskin says we compete so hard, and after 32 years we get to play and be friends. Yeah, that's exactly right. You know, I've made some pretty good friends in this internet thing. I really have, and it's crazy. You know, you don't just make friends with anybody on the internet, folks, okay? I'm just going to tell you, that's not a safe way to live, all right? That's not a good idea. Thomas Eugene in the house. Yeah, I know. On a serious note, though, man, the competition's perfectly healthy. The blood pressure, it's not good on the old blood pressure, let me tell you. If you're a little bit uptight or you don't like struggle, fishing's not for you, folks, okay? That gets real dangerous. You can blow a gasket pretty quick. Yeah, Neil, and it's always fun to watch fishing videos. I like watching fishing videos. I'm not going to say I don't watch other people's content. I do. I watch a lot of other people's content. I don't like sit and stare at YouTube, but I mean, I have people that I've been following since like their beginning. Hey, what's up, Mark? I see Mark's in here. Uh-oh, lots of stuff going on. That's all right, Mark. We get it, man. We're all got a lot of stuff going on. We had a little call-in show. Everybody was busy. I know how it is, man. You have to tell me twice. We had a good time, though. We've talked a little bit about fishing. Hopefully some of you guys will watch this again, or if you missed something, catch the playback. I see a lot of my folks are probably running around and getting other stuff done. It's the middle of the night. But that's how it rolls, guys. That's how I roll. Making memories, doing fun stuff. Not that everything is fun. Sometimes I'm thinking I'm going to just record like the non-fun stuff that I do and put that on the channel too, because like I changed both front hub assemblies on the truck like 3 months ago, and then let's see, squirrel cage fan for the blower in the truck. I changed that. Let's see. Yeah, it can get very stressful when someone casts your spot, catch a fish. Jeff, that's not true, Jeff, that's not true at all. If you watch that video closely, Jeff, I pointed out a few times where Buddy was kind of in my spot, Jeff. A few times, but I didn't say nothing because I look at the whole lake as my spot. And his spot, too. He's more than welcome to throw all the way across to the back of the boat and then ask me to duck while he sets the hook and then brings the fish in front of my camera to get to his camera. Yeah, that was a funny one. I left that in there. See, and that's the whole thing. Like, that's why I don't like leaving stuff out of my fishing videos. But I'm starting to kind of trim. I think the dinks aren't going to get, they're not going to get cast to catch on dinks anymore. That's just total not cool. I think I burned a lot of my time doing stuff like that. I left a couple in this last video because it was more of a technique thing. So then I could just show you the got it. And then that's when it got real fun. Honestly, you never know what the content will do if you don't try. No, you're exactly right, Neil. And I try to make shorter ones. I try to make shorter episodes, and I try to do little cut videos. That's why, if you guys haven't seen the page in a while, take a trip over to the page. I have it kind of sectioned off. I got nothing but cast to catch on the bigs. And then I've got, episode trailers where you can watch a fish, catch of one of the other episodes, and then you can actually go in. Those are all linked to the full length episodes. And if I kind of set it up now so it gives you that preview. It's like walking into a 2-minute version of a Netflix. You know what I mean? There's a little trailer that goes on. I've been working with trailers. I'm trying to get that down. I'm trying to cut things up a little bit better. I think the beginning screens, I'm kind of liking the way that I'm doing those. I think those are pretty neat, doing a little music video type of thing. Shout out to Nefex for letting people grab his content, because that's pretty cool. He's got some pretty good tunes. Some of that stuff's really worked out pretty good. Thanks, Mark. I appreciate you watching all the shows, man. Fishing fever mode. Start to lose it when it's been too long. Winter in Missouri. Yeah, Bass Queen. Missouri will get you. That will get you. I lived in Missouri before. I lived just outside of Rolla in a place called Fort Lost in the Woods. And for those of you that know anything about Rolla, I actually went to see Styx at the Route 66 Jam. Listen, I lived in Anniston, Alabama, Okay, I have lived in Atlanta, Georgia. I have lived in Charlotte, North Carolina, Charleston, South Carolina, Savannah, Georgia. I've lived in, I said, Anniston, Alabama, Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I've lived in Oklahoma. I've lived 3 different places in Texas. I've done a little bit of traveling. Okay, a little bit of traveling. I've lived in 5 foreign countries, and I don't say lived in lightly, because when you're there long enough to get mail, folks, you live there. You feel me? Thomas Eugene, you know what I'm talking about up there, Missouri? Oh, that place, boy, I'll tell you what. But I think the most miserable place I've ever lived was Anniston, Alabama. That was bad. That was really a bad place to live. South Carolina gets a little bit interesting, too. There's places in South Carolina. Hey, we got an incoming call. Let's see who this is. You guys ready? Caller, you're live on the air.
Oh, my God. Am I live right now?
Yes, you are. Hi, caller. What's your name? If you could tell me your name, where you're fishing, and if you want to, your personal best.
My pronouns are he, him, and I catch big fish. I'm live right now?
You're live. You're live. Do me a favor. Don't turn on your device in the background, because you're not going to get a chance to hear yourself talk. It's going to make a really big echo. I know it's new to some of you guys, but let's not do that, okay? You guys, listen here. Look who's on here. For anybody who doesn't know, guys, Outlaw Morgan has managed to call into the show. What a great trip.
Listen, when do you start talking about how great of a fisherman I am?
I did. Actually, I did. I did talk about you earlier and told everybody that because I've taught you so much, you had one of possibly the best fishing days you've ever had the other day without me.
I didn't throw a drop shot, okay? So I think that's a lie. I'm calling falsehood on that statement there. I did not use a buoyancy worm from Z-Man bait. I threw big swim baits because I'm a fucking man. Oh,
Nothing
I'm
but big swim baits. Let me ask you something. Is that the same swim bait you got for your birthday?
I gave you a shout out in the video. You saw it. I hope, maybe.
Of course I saw it. I was just making the point. That's just another technique that I laid on you.
Yeah. Well, that was a special day. I can't tell you how many times I cussed your name, boy. I really can't tell you.
You did. You called me, as a matter of fact, and cussed me. You called me and cussed me mid-trip. I remember, and then hung up on me, big pissed off, and I was like, I guess I'll catch him later.
For the record, I did not hang up on you, man. I lost signal out there, like in the middle of the conversation. I looked down, my phone's like call failed, and I was like, he's lucky, because I was getting ready to really lean in on it.
Oh, I felt it. I felt pressure. I can't lie to you. I was like, dude, Zach, because it was my idea to go there, guys. It was terrible. He's like, man, I'm really thinking about fishing. I'm like, bud, if I were you, I'd put all my weight in Kenansville. And he was like, no.
Listeners know that right now you guys are receiving a blessing. I don't know if you know that or not. I mean, I can tell you great things about how to fish. You know what I mean? I can tell you how to catch big fish. I mean, right now you are. I don't know how to say it. I piss excellence. You know, I can go from tragedy to success in a matter of hours. I can just tell you how to do it. You know, but ultimately, if you want to learn how to catch fish, boys and girls, what you got to do is just get out there and do it. You know, you just got to do it. You just got to go through the trials and tribulations. Watch all the YouTube videos. Learn for yourself. I did turn that day around, though, Beards. I'll say that. But, like, honestly, like I told you, is it worth going back? I don't know. Dude.
Into a 25-pound bag on 5 fish? Yeah, I'd say that was turning it around. Yeah, that's not just turning it around, buddy. That's if it was a competition, somebody got their feelings hurt real bad on the back of the boat. And I'm glad I wasn't there.
It's true. I was born to win trophies. There's no doubt about it. I mean, you know, catching bass.
Sometimes I talk to myself when I fish because I need expert advice.
That's good. That's pretty good. You know, listen, at the end of the day, here's what I'm going to tell you. When you start getting really pissed off like I did the other day, what you have to do is just pick up the biggest bait you have and stay dedicated to that. Because if I would have caught another beard-sized dink, I'm going to tell you right now, it'll probably snap off my shit. I would have went home and put my boat on Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace. I would have just been done. But because I am who I am, I turned it around and turned it into like a success story that's visible on YouTube. 25 pounds. It's all fine and good, man. But there's big fish in other places. That place, man, the water is so low, dude. Like, honestly, I can't recommend it to anybody right now. Like, there's a reason why I got there and there was one truck in the parking lot and that was it. You know what I mean? Like that place is dangerously low. When I tell you, you saw it. You saw it on your, would you look at the top graphical map?
Unfortunately, you guys, I sent him out there. I talked up a good SWC's in here, just so you know. I talked up a great video they put up the other day about a special place, and I told Buddy.
Wait. Let me hold on. Let me interject. You told me about small water charters. I went and watched their video. I was like, bro, they had a fire day.
Fire day.
There. I don't care. Now, keep in mind, everybody else has told me, stay away from there. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Blah, 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 blah. Just go to Headwater, right? So that's all I've been hearing for months, right? So I watched Small Water Charters video, and I got super excited. And I was like, damn.
Bro, I was pumped. I had to send it to you. I was pumped. I was like, dude, these guys crushed it.
Yeah. And I witnessed it, right? So, like, I was like, all right, well, I'll give it a shot, man, because I've been banging Headwaters, like, left and right and center. I get out there, and the first thing I noticed was there was only one truck in the parking lot, no boat trailer. Told me it was a kayak. That told me. I was like, well, somebody's out here kayaking. I look down at the canal, and I'm like, ooh, that water looks real low, and there is no vegetation coming off the sides whatsoever that I saw, just from the ramp, which told me that, whatever kryptonite they sprayed from helicopters into this place obviously had an effect, right?
They kill it.
Then I get down the canal. I get where I can see the lake, and all I see is yellow, dingy drilla on the surface of the water. I don't see nothing else at this point. And I'm like, ugh, bad sign. Then I go down the canal, and I see lily pads. So, like, I was like, well, I'm going to go a little further south, right? Because, like, I've had so much success down south on this lake. I know a lot of people like to fish up north. I go down south. I am in tilapia hell, and there's some gar mixed in with them. And then I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get out of here and go further south. I'm gonna hit the south wall, and then I'm gonna shoot over to the west side. Got stuck. Had to get out, and the first thing in my mind was, this is how you die. Like,
and this is my last moments right here. Yeah, this is how people are gonna find my GoPro in like 2 days, and it's just gonna show me getting mauled by a damn 20-foot alligator, and then that's gonna be the end of the battery, and they're gonna be like, well, that sucked.
Yeah, and listen, if I had caught a 10-pounder before the gator got me, it might be worth it. But anyway, so basically there's this strip up north, and that's it. You know what I mean? So I was just, I don't know, man. I mean, there's so much to explore out on Headwaters, dude. Like, like every time I go out to Headwaters, I'm willing to go places I've never been. Like, and I've fished Headwaters I don't know how many times, but I'm not afraid to go down in places down south that, like, I've literally been so far down south, dude, that, like, drifted with wind and got to a point where I was like, I'm not sure if I can get out of here. I don't know how to reroute. Like, I don't know how to, I'll go to places where they dead end, and it's like, how did I get here? You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know, man. It's whatever, but shout out to Small Water Charters for getting me super hyped to go hit it. I pulled out some decent fish for sure, dude.
Well, here, this just in. Small Water Charters dropping one tonight at 8:45. They caught 38 at the same location just yesterday.
Fish or pounds?
Fish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm excited. He said he's got one on here that's got some stank on it, so I'm kind of excited to see if he's got a little, when he says he's got stank on it, he might have some stank on it.
I had a conversation with a buddy of mine the other day, and I said, what would you rather do, catch 52-pounders or catch one 12-pounder and call it a day? And he was like, 12-pounder for sure. You know what I mean? So, like, it all depends. Like, it's like our fishing styles are very different, right? Like, you work law of balance. So you're willing to drop size and pull out tons of dinks, and that's fun for you.
Sorting through them, yep.
That's cool. There's nothing wrong with enjoying that, man. You know what I mean? But, like, my brain's wired different. I would rather throw big baits, eliminate smaller bites, and go for the biggies. You know what I mean? Which could be a grind, and you might not get as many bites, but your quality ratio will definitely increase. And that's what happened on that lake that I just went to that they just did the video on. I got to a point. I was like, I'm not throwing another worm. I'm not throwing another big E. I'm not throwing a fluke. I'm going big boys. That's it. And once my mentality changed to I'm only throwing big baits, I started catching big fish. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
like I went from 4 to like 6.75 to 7.45. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to do it today. The next one's going to be a 10-pounder plus. Watch. And then I just got burnt out, and I went home.
SWC says
5 pounds.
SWC says 7.8 was the big.
That's a nice fish, dude. That's like, bro, I love those moments because the minute that fish bites, I don't know what bait he was throwing. I mean, you know me, I'm throwing the big glide swim baits or whatever. So it's like, I had you know how it is, man. I had that teaser moment where I thought the treble hook kind of touched the
You just got stuck in the driller, yeah, because it doesn't hit, it just stops.
Well, and that's the thing, right? Like the fish had already bumped it, but I thought it was the driller snagging the treble hook, and I stopped for a second. I stopped reeling, and I was just like, wait a minute, that felt like. And then I started to reel again, so I was like, dude, that's just driller, and that thing smashed it. You know what I mean? It smashed it. And I'm telling you, like, don't get me wrong. I like getting down there with my worm and flipping it around. And we were talking about this when we were on the boat together last time. I said, with worm is different because you're bouncing around and they grab the worm and they have the worm, but they haven't done a commitment bite. They haven't done that. They're basically just swimming with that worm, but the hook's not in their mouth yet.
Yep. Speaking of that.
Obviously with swim baits though, with like a swim bait, they bop it. You know what I mean? Like it's a smash hit, bro.
Yeah, their intention is definitely to destroy it. As a matter of fact, I seen a really good Instagram post the other day by Oliver Energy. I'll tell you, that guy, I wish I had his life for just one day. But anyway, he had him what looked like a 4.5 or a 5-inch, one of his autism awareness baits, and he had a picture of this thing literally down in the sphincter. That's how far this fish hit this swim bait.
I got pictures from my things down in the sphincter too.
Wow. But it's on my OnlyFans. You gotta check out my OnlyFans, and it's gonna cost you. But there's some sphincter pics on there. It's Mike Honcho. Just look up Mike Honcho. This guy.
You set it up. I was just like, wait a minute.
Oh, that's great.
I know what you're talking about, but man, like, and I don't know. There's something about a moving bait, even if it's like a gambler. It's a totally different strike. It's a totally different adrenaline. I mean, with worm, I get happy when it's hit, but then I got to remind myself, because you know me, dude, I try to rip faces off when I set hooks. I'm like manly about it.
Yeah, it's pretty aggressive, I must say. I think I've seen fish definitely exit the water at a trajectory faster than they can swim, and then realize they've got 7 feet of travel before they actually can see where their destination is. Yeah, no, I've seen it. Like that time in that last video, I have that one fish in there where you're like, what the hell is that? And I'm like, that's a bass, bud, because I guess you'd never seen one under 12 inches, but they're there. There's smaller ones out there. They look deceiving like large sunfish.
Yeah. I've been blessed with a little toxic masculinity. So like when I go to set that hook, dude, it's offensive. But like I said, there's a big difference between the worm bite, and then I have to literally remind myself because I get anxious and I'm like, set it. And then it's like, I have to remind myself.
Not that I help either, standing there 3 feet away till my buddy's got it. He's got it.
Yeah, that don't help. I remember I got mad at you one time for that. I was like, listen, buddy,
not just one.
Don't. I don't need a hype man.
Not just one. I think I've got it on video. I think there's like several times in every video where I say, bud, does he got it?
No. You don't say, does he got it? You said he's got it, bud. He's got it. Like, that reinforcement, that positive energy where it's like, do it, dude. Set the hook, bro.
I'm your conscience.
The first time flying past one of us, you know what I mean? And I just look at you and I'm like, bro, please don't do that anymore. Like, you take me out of my element. I didn't even know. I'm smart enough to know. I just got to listen to myself, But
yeah, I know. But I'm the devil's advocate on the other shoulder, telling, just pull on it, bud. Just pull it. Just pull on it.
Set the hook.
Yeah, come on, man. You're getting too far ahead. You're like 3 fish up right now. Fuck this up for me.
Oh, dude, I don't let up. If I hit a streak, I don't let up. And nobody should. Not even the dude on the back of the boat. Listen, I can't tell you how many times I've sat on the front of the boat working the trolling motor for you and just sat there and thought to myself, like, man.
I know. I listen, there was many a trips to Headwaters.
Let's talk about that for 1 second, man. It's okay to have hate in your heart, okay? It's perfectly normal. It is normal for two dudes, one boat, and, like, buddies over there just, like, raking in. Like, got it. I tell you, I can't tell you how many times I was like, if I hear Buddy say "got it" one more time, I might snap. You know what I mean?
This dude waking up at night and shit, talking about, did he just say "got it"?
Got him. And I'm like, man, you say that one more time, dog, we're fist fighting. You know what I mean? Like, one of us is gonna have to get off the boat. But
that's why that last Headwater trip. Real quick, that last Headwater trip, did you see the ending of that video by chance? Because it's got me actually getting off the boat and showing that I safely made it on the land, and then the video ends.
Hey, listen,
it's actually on there, bud, just for that reason.
Beers has seen me snap before, like literally, real quick. It was just real. It was piercing, but real quick, where it was like between the GoPros constantly turning off, and like I think we had like 75-mile-per-hour winds that day, and I don't have power poles.
That was sustained.
Yeah, 75 sustained. It's like, dude, I got so frustrated. I just kept it in. I just kept building. And I heard that freaking GoPro go beep, 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 beep. And I was like, did it just turn off again? You were like, yeah. And I got a snap moment. I'm pretty sure even the people up north probably heard me say the F word extremely loud because I blew out my vocal cords screaming it. I heard it echo in a place that normally couldn't echo. You know what I mean? But I literally said it so loud, I heard it echo back from Lake Garcia.
Four other boaters came down to make sure we were okay.
Airboat started coming across.
FWC came out with the chopper calling in, telling, hey, you guys good? Fire a flare if you need help.
Oh man, this is a love-hate relationship, dog. I take it real personal and real serious, dude. Listen, I've watched all the Scott Martin videos. I've listened to Roland Martin tell me about the green pumpkin damn Cinco till I just don't know. So I take it very serious. Like, bro, I go out there and I'm like, I'm killing it, and that's just what I'm doing. And it's like, I tend to forget that sometimes, the fish don't cooperate. You know what I mean? Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. So it's like, you can't control that. You can only do what you can do, but it's like, I just can't accept that.
Speaking of watching all the Scott videos, man, there's only 2 more years till Hillary gets an OnlyFans.
That was dirty.
Yeah, well, you got to throw stones at him, man. You got to throw stones at him. I tell you what, that was hey, listen, I'm gonna throw low blows at that guy. You can punch down, you can punch up. Remember, you can't punch down. Can't punch down.
Oh, dog, you didn't just punch. You hit him with the blind fury.
Oh, he knows it. He knows it. Listen, he knows it. He's creating a little problem there for himself.
Oh, buddy. I'm staying away from that one.
Absolutely.
Me too. Staying away from it like the plague.
You got a little comfortable there, Beer. You thought we were on the boat again.
This is the stuff that gets edited out, you guys. This is the stuff that doesn't end up in the fishing trips because we crack hard jokes on everybody in this thing, especially like the tactical bassing guys. They're probably the coolest guys in the world. Matt and Tim are probably great.
Honestly, those dudes are legit. They're just from a different geographical area in the country here where, their accents they weird me out. How is it?
Tactical bassing. Bud, they crank it.
Man, listen, I've watched their Okeechobee videos, and I'm like, for these dudes to be outsiders coming down to Florida murdering Okeechobee when I know people that live here locally that like can't handle that. You know what I mean? Like it's I'm like, what year was this? Before they started spraying real heavy? Okeechobee, man. Listen, if somebody calls in that they see a little splotch of hydrilla.
Oh yeah, they're calling in airstrikes. They're napalming the whole area, bud. I've seen it. You know what I'm saying? I've physically seen them calling. It looked like a scene, you guys, to give you an idea, the last time we were out at Kenansville, it looked like a scene out of Apocalypse Now. Like when they landed on the beach and the napalm comes in and shit, like that's what it looked like. Like there was helicopters coming in. I heard the bum ba da da bum bum ba da da bum. Like it was Flight of the Valkyries was coming in.
I was there. I was like both lakes. I've been on Okeechobee and seen like 4 airboats out there. Just like we got to use all the chemical in the tank.
All of it. We can't save none of it, or else they're gonna fire us.
Yeah, not a drop left. And you go back out there, dude, and the whole lake looks different. Just looks like a big old bowfin lake. You know what I mean?
You got dead shit floating except tilapia. Yeah, the tilapia live right through it. I think it actually grows tilapia.
Yeah, tilapia is the cockroach freshwater, dog. You can spray it so heavy you kill the bluegill, you kill shad shiner.
Oh,
whatever.
yeah. Every bit of the life, the aquatic life, the bugs, the whole food chain's devastated within like minutes. And it's okay because it's cool. We're funded.
But there's tilapia on beds. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but they're too far for the guys to come dredge with the nets in the canal. You know the guys I'm talking about. You know what I mean? They can't get to all the tilapia. We can take them to them.
I was on Caveville when the airboats were out there, right when that big spray happened, and I remember watching them, and I was just like, dude, they're dousing this place. And then I talked to somebody that fishes Caveville, and they said, buddy, they sent helicopters over this place. And I was like, hold on, wait. So you're telling me the airboats that I saw out there, that wasn't it? And they're like, nah, dude, they had helicopters dropping spray overhead. I was like, oh my God.
That reminds me of a funny fishing trip. Go ahead.
The truth of the matter is, man, that when I was fishing Caveville when they were out there spraying, I'm going to be brutally honest, man. Only tops 6% of that lake was even fishable.
Wow.
Like, dude, the driller was a blanket. The Heisen mats were blown in everywhere. Like it's a fisherman's dream, but you can't navigate through this stuff. So it's like what I'm saying is like you was forced to the East Canal, or trying to maneuver in the trail from like where it comes out that little pump house or whatever that is. I don't know what it is, but where you go down south over there when you first come out of the canal, like you can break.
It's a pump house. Yeah, pump house.
The trail, like, dude, you were isolated to the trails, and it's like I tell people, I'm like, buddy, when it's like that, what other options do you really have? Because the entire lake, you can only fish like 6% of this entire lake. That's it. So I don't know how I feel about it. It's like, is it a necessary evil? And dude, hydrilla can grow like an acre a day. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah,
we see it out here on my lake. 1 minute we have full access to the lake, and then 2 months later it's drive around. It really is. It gets bad.
Yeah. But I mean, I had a good day, all in all. But like I said, at the end of the day, would I go back to that lake over headwaters at this point? Probably not, man. Unless I was just going for a few hours and I'm just working at one side of the lake and that's it. Honestly, dude, after getting stuck and like nobody's out there, I'm by myself.
Yeah, that whole experience was just scary. I'm sure, man. There's just jumping off the boat in that lake, knowing that it's waist deep and there's enough vegetation for a gator to just get up on, you're done.
No. Buddy, if you watch the video, like the water was only knee deep.
Yeah, where you were standing, I mean? Right off that little bank though, that's where it just drops.
Yeah, and and places that I fished on this lake before, when I first got there, that are normally like 3.5, whatever, maybe even pushing upwards to 4, were like 2 feet deep, if that. You know what I mean? I was just like, yo, this is dangerous. Like,
yeah.
This, like for people, if people are coming out here and they don't know this lake,
you get hurt.
They're gonna end up. Yeah, you go blow out a lower unit. You're gonna. Not only might you get stuck and have to figure out a way to get yourself out because nobody else is on the lake, but if you're not careful, dude, you're probably gonna blow your lower unit out and end up costing yourself a few $1,000s.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. The old bust out another 1,000 became bust out of 4,000 because you're a lower unit plus maintenance plus CTO. And that's another thing that people don't realize, that you get down to these lakes. So, yeah, back to the story. So I checked my Navtronics. I felt so bad. I told this guy to go down to this lake. It was fire. I showed him this other video. The next day I checked my Navtronics, and they showed the lake was all red. It was unpassable in like 95% of the lake. And I looked down and I had my draft set way wrong for the water levels. And I did an update. And I was like, as soon as I called him, I was like, "Bud, I got to apologize. I sent it to an empty lake and I didn't look." And he's like, "Yeah, I figured that out. Wait till you see this video."
Listen, it's like I told you a million times, right? And this goes for everybody, man. Somebody might watch my videos and get all pumped up and be like, "I'm going to Headwater because he's out there catching 8-pounders," you know what I mean, or whatever the case is. And it's like, I watched Small Water Charters video and I was like, "Oh, they are just destroying this lake," you know what I mean? So I'm all amped but dude, I remember before I fell asleep, I was like, "Are you sure you want to go there?"
Yep.
And I was like, "Man, I don't know. I'll figure it out in the morning." I wake up and then I'm driving. I'm getting ready to drive out off the house, off the property here. And I remember thinking to myself, like, "Are you sure you want to go there?"
Yeah, because
like,
if you go the wrong way, bud, there's no turning back.
Oh, dude, once you get on that road, boy, that takes you 20 minutes to get down. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
you don't turn around on that one. You don't turn around on that one. That's a one way for a reason, because if you're going down there, you're going. If you thought about turning back, there's nowhere to turn around. So you're pretty much just going where you're going. That's the end of it.
And then you're stuck. I mean, even though Kenansville is right beside the Headwater and Garcia is just below Headwater,
Literally.
Bro, to get literally, these lakes are literally all side
Connected by
side,
canals that you can't drive in. Yeah.
Yeah. So to leave that lake and go to another lake is like another hour and a half. And under the Joe Biden Build Back Better program, which I'm sure we all appreciate, we're talking another $100 in gas.
Listen,
maybe more.
I splurged today, got the whole half tank. So I might be doing better than others, but it's pretty sad when your thing says $75 and shuts off. You get in the car and start it up, and it's on a half a tank. That's your heart. You know what I mean? You're really starting to get that pressure.
I try to tell myself, Beards, I'm like, buddy, you just have to grin and bear it, because this is what healing a nation is like. And I'm like, I'm thinking I'm doing my part, but it stings a little. You know what I mean?
Well, I support the current thing. It's important, And listen, if this is sticking it to the man, then I'm all for sticking it to the man. That's how I look at it. And listen, I'm changing lives one day at a time is how I look at it.
Well, listen, here's the thing. If you can't afford the gas, you should just get an electric car and pull your boat with that.
And just put a trolling motor on your boat, charge your battery. I mean, there you go. We've eliminated gas altogether. You could put some solar panels on it, and you could recharge your batteries while you're out there trolling around. I mean, we could knock this whole thing out in a small amount of time.
I need enough solar panel to cover the 32-inch that I'm putting on the front. The 43 that I'm putting over in the console.
Are you going to do a 60 for me in the back so I can see what you're looking at? Because the fishing's going to get real lonely if you got all those big screens up there. Somebody put a 32 in a boat the other day. I seen it on TikTok. I laughed. I should have sent you that. Some kid put a 32-inch monitor on the back of the boat and just strapped it. It looked like he custom built. It wasn't like we were planning on. It looked like he custom built it.
Yeah, I think I'm going to get me, I don't know, man. I don't know if 32 inches big enough for the front. It's important that when I Garmin Panoptic system that I can see everything that's really happening under there.
Well, and if anybody's within 50 yards, they should be able to see it too. I'm a firm believer in operating my electronics for everyone within 13 nautical miles. When you start talking curvature of the earth and you can't see my screen, you won't know what I'm doing over here. You know what I mean?
Listen, I think it's important that the screen's big on the back of the boat and you're getting ready to pull your pirate move. It's because you too can enjoy my Garmin Panoptic system. And you're like, no, there's definitely a fish down there right in front of him. And you just cast right over my line and everything and just take it from
That's the best way to do it. You know what I mean? Because then I can be like, look, you see my bait? Look, he's going for it. And then you can watch it. And then you'll know, oh, that's what you're doing back there. And I'll be like, yeah, look, if you do that up there, you'll catch more too.
I want a monitor so big that I can see the hairs on my jig. You know what
exactly.
I mean?
That's the kind of clarity I'm looking for. I ain't asking for much. What's 8K? I mean, it's a step up, right? I mean, but somebody's using it right now. I saw some of these. They sell this mod. I seen this monitor set $14,000. I was like, why are you even fishing, dude? Because you might as well just get that shit on your PlayStation and save some money.
Scott Martin's getting ready to roll out a little pre-roll advertisement for it here any minute now.
I saw it.
listen, we're talking a lifetime of installment. You know what I mean? Like, we're taking payments.
But
baby.
what's it worth to
You know
you,
what I mean? But
folks? Okay, you can fish like me for $1,999 a month for the next 7 years at 28.8% interest. Who could pass on that deal? And listen, folks, in case you were wondering, there is no money down right now. Okay, we'll just need your first child and a little bit of blood. It's not a big deal.
It's not a big deal. I mean, do you want
It really isn't.
Tournament? You trying to get a check? You trying to get a bag?
You want to be on Instagram? You want to be TikTok famous? This is what it cost. Unbelievable.
43-inch on the front.
But and the worst part about it is, dude, I love watching some of these pros when they pop open that battery box, and you're like, man, are those lithiums? Yeah, there is. What do you got? 2? Well, those are 6 batteries each. And you're like, you got 12 batteries back here? Yeah, I had to. I got to be able to turn on this monitor, and it's crazy when you see them.
We're talking 18,970 batteries, but that's not important.
That's
What's
not important.
Is
it doesn't matter. What is catching fish every time you go fishing cost? What does that mean to you? You know all those wasted trips, folks? Remember all those times you went out and got El Skunko? Not anymore. Not with this. Not with the Garmin Panox HDR Live View Live Scope 360 sonar monitoring system brought to you by PowerPole. Listen, I just want to thank my sponsors because I couldn't do this without Backwoods Barbecue, Jimmy John's. I had my lunch today at Subway. I think I drove by. Yeah, dude wipes after lunch. I'd like to thank them. I'd like to thank the folks over at, what is that? Hook. Yeah, those are good people over there. And Rapala, for those of you who don't know, that's Rapala. That's one of my sponsors.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm just gonna lay it out there, folks. I couldn't spend all day on the water catching the fish the way I do without Gold Bond Jock Spray. You know what I mean? We're killing jock hits over here. As a matter of fact, there's no flaming red walls around my sack nowhere. And then dude wipes. Let's not forget, if I got to lean my tutor off the side of the boat and spray one, it's important I got the...
And don't forget, if you're uncomfortable with your fishing environment, you too can go to heathensquad.com and get your CV5000. Now, this is the Gen 2 with cell phone holder. Listen, sometimes you just can't get out to the lake all the time because for some reason they're closing it down. Well, with this piece of gear right here, folks, you too can get out. Look, it doesn't affect me at all. Like, this doesn't even seem like I have anything on. I'm perfectly comfortable in this. I can fish all day and no gnats. Guaranteed no bugs. I would probably take it off to breathe once in a while, but that's not important, folks. What is important is that you're safe out on the water.
Listen, and that's why I want to give a shout out to my sponsor, Rain-X, because they make an anti-fog that I can wipe the blocker down with, and it eliminates that drip, that condensating drip.
You know, the one from your own moisture building up inside of your vacuum bubble? That one? Don't worry, folks. That's perfectly healthy.
Oh, man. I got a dip, dude. It's been fun, though.
It has been fun. I appreciate it, bud, and have a great night, man. Talk to you soon.
Later, buddy.
Guys, how much fun was that? Was that not a good time? Did we not have a good time tonight? We told some pretty funny jokes. We told some not so funny jokes, but we also told some other funny jokes too. And for those of you with the, Scott Martin, listen, it's just a joke, dude. His daughter's a fantastic person. She has got a wonderful career ahead of her in professional fishing. If that's the route she chooses to go, have at it. I mean, when you got that kind of dad pushing your content out there and you've got an entire crew of editors and things are looking up, the sky's the limit for you, kid. Get it. You know what I'm saying? If I was your age, I'd have done the same thing and be on my way. But I'm not. I'm just an little old man, and I'm having fun. Guys, I appreciate everybody hanging out. I appreciate my buddy calling in. I was waiting see if any of you guys were going to call him, but he's going to throw the real action. He's going to come in and tell a little funny story. But guys, again, it's been real. It's been fun. We will see you guys on the next one.